Good point, thank you. The gentleman from Arkansas, Mr. Westerman, is recognized for his question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, I would also like to thank you for your lead that you've taken on this issue. I know I'm a freshman here, but we talked about this early, and I was excited that you're working so hard on this. I've told you about my wife, who's a special ed teacher, who is the biggest advocate for me is her asking if I've signed on to the Dyslexia Caucus, if I sponsored this bill yet. And also I'm happy that we've got a great bipartisan issue that we can work on, because it's for children in this country, and it's really for our future. And it's so important that we teach children to read at an early age, because it helps them out all through life. We all understand that. As a matter of fact, as has been mentioned today, there's a large body of research on dyslexia. We know what it is. We know how to fix it. We know how to identify it. We've even got fabulous technology that we can use in the process to help correct dyslexia. But it's almost as if we've found the cure for cancer. We've developed the drugs to heal cancer, but we can't get those drugs into the pharmacy and out to the people who need them. So I see this huge issue with implementation, and I can tell you a personal story on this. I was in state legislature, and I helped sponsor a bill in Arkansas to create our dyslexia law, much like Texas has done. And the bill passed, and then we found out that the schools were totally unprepared to implement this law. The teachers were not trained for it. We found out that this training is not in the institutions of higher education. I was glad to see, Ms. Wilson, that you said there are 6 universities that are implementing your program into their training. But I think we've got a huge gap at the higher education level in training teachers, and actually I think we're training teachers in reading programs that maybe even be detrimental to helping children with dyslexia. So I'm going to put a plug in for my home state. We're doing a forum next March. Dr. Shaywitz is going to be there as a keynote speaker. I'm doing this in conjunction with our Department of Education. I'm going to have a forum there, and the focus of my forum is going to be how do we improve this implementation gap. And I just want to get your ideas on the areas we need to address to help the implementation, to get the teachers in the schools and the administrators trained and motivated to apply these fabulous tools that we've got so that we can help these kids and reap all the benefits of that. And I'll start with Ms. Wilson.
I find that special education teachers are very motivated. They recognize themselves that they don't have the skills. And I think we heard that earlier. As a teacher, when you're working with students and you're not making a difference, you know it. So I think the motivation is there. They just don't know what to do. And so the work with schools and school districts really has to begin with the administration and educating the administration as to what is needed for the professional learning. And so we develop plans with school districts called COMPASS plans, which are comprehensive plans that occur over 1 or 2 years to help train the teachers. And we first work with the school district to see where are their gaps. Do they have teachers that are trained? And we...
And I don't have a lot of time. I'll talk too much. Oh. But I understand there are ways you can go into individual schools, but in the bigger picture, we've got to train teachers at the higher education level. And I've seen a resistance for the departments of higher education to take on these new programs. How do we infiltrate that and get teachers taught this so that when they come out of college, they're ready to help children?
That is a major gap. The International Dyslexia Association has also taken on that issue, and a paper was written on the let me get, I'm trying to think of the name of it, Knowledge and Practice Standards for Teachers of Reading. And it's a great document that really outlines both the knowledge and the skills that teachers need. And it really specifies this is what we should be doing in colleges of education. And I was one of the co-authors of that. And they're working to get that word out to universities. But there's so much need absolutely at the university level.
Thank you, and I guess I'm negative on yielding.
Thank you, Mr. Westerman.